Alright, howdy folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Classified France 44. Today, we're going to take a look at this upcoming turn-based World War II game that really reminds me of XCOM. If you want to check out the game store page for yourself to read up on it, or just for some more info, you can find a link to it down in the description. In Classified, you take control of both Allied commandos and French resistance fighters in the months leading up to the Operation Overlord in June 1944. You will not only fight the German occupiers, who will send increasing numbers of troops after you the more chaos you cause, but you'll also have to deal with other resistance factions while building your network. Classified is a turn-based game with a campaign that'll be worth replaying multiple times, as playthroughs will be different each one of those times. Something that is exciting to read is that the game will ship with a mission creator that will allow players to make and share custom-made missions. Just like XCOM, Classified will have a morale system. Enemies, as well as your own troops, can be suppressed or even broken to the point where they'll be easy pickings as they are cowering, allowing you to easily flank around and negate any cover they are using. It's stated that you can use stealth tactics like silent takedowns to try and make your way throughout a level, though the more enemies you knock out, the more suspicious the enemy will become. One thing I always loved from XCOM was setting up an ambush while your squad was stealth, trying to make use of the element of surprise, and then flanking to get a huge initial ambush off was always very satisfying. Besides the ambush part of XCOM, I think maybe the biggest part a lot of people like about it is the customization, setting up your own team, and specifically outfitting, designing, and customizing your characters. Now, it looks like Classified is going to allow for a lot of personalization based on these screenshots, but we'll touch on what we see in these screenshots a little bit later on in the video. I do wonder if the maps are randomized, as it is stated there are more than 45 missions to complete. Personally, I really hope that they are randomized, though this is kind of where that map editor and community made maps and missions will definitely come in handy. Something that scares me though is a little bit of the store page that mentions that there's going to be both updates and expansions that will grow the world of Classified that will bring new things to the game. Hopefully these expansions, if they end up being paid, which the wording kind of makes me think they are, don't end up being too expensive. Sadly, since the only teaser released is just pure CGI, it doesn't really show any gameplay, we'll have to look at the screenshots to get a feel for the game. In this screenshot, we can see what appears to be the setup of an ambush, as the HUD tells us the enemy are still unaware of us being inside of their naval base. The HUD also tells us what kind of enemy is being targeted, what they are armed with, what their morale is, and how much damage they can take before going down, as well as their own weapon statistics. It also appears that certain enemy types will have certain weak points. In this case, this private will always be a guaranteed melee kill if the soldier is unaware or even suspicious. At the bottom, we see our own character's abilities, which amongst others includes the ability to shoot, engage in melee, throw a grenade, as well as what potentially looks like you can pick something off the ground at number 5, and what appears to be some sort of perhaps XCOM style Overwatch under button number 2. The HUD displays your hit chance, and thus XCOM players know that even a 100% hit chance might mean that you end up missing, as well as your potential damage to the target, and this all appears to be toggleable by pressing T. And this is the detailed view. It's actually nice to know that a less intrusive HUD element will be the standard for the game. In this next screenshot, you can see a Panzergrenadier scout enemy being targeted, and interesting is his list of abilities on the right hand side. It appears he can slash, which will cause bleeding, which is most likely some damage over time, as well as having a 60% dodge stat and the martyrdom skill from Call of Duty, where he'll end up dropping a live frag grenade upon dying. Now, in this cinematic shot, we can see a few interesting things. First of all, it's a low angle shot, which most likely happens in a game when certain conditions are met, like performing a one-hit kill. Furthermore, the enemy appears to have the M30 drilling shotgun, which is a very interesting weapon choice for sure. Last but not least, the fence on the right seems to be electrified, perhaps forcing you to move your team around accordingly until you shut the power off. Here we have a look at one of the game's characters. He's classified as a leader, and you actually edit his weapon loadout as well as his appearance. And in the middle, you can access his skill tree. We'll take a look at the skill tree in the next picture. This is one of the support characters' skill trees, and based on the icons next to their names in the bottom, there are 3 leader characters, 1 support, and then there are 3 other types of classes we do not know the name of yet. It appears the skill tree for the support has 4 distinct directions you can take, with medic being the top left, corpsman being the top right, shotgunner being the bottom right, and tinkerer being the bottom left. It'll be interesting to see how this system will work, as we are just able to see this one single picture of the skill tree, but actually does look very promising, hopefully allowing you a lot of freedom in your chosen skills. So with that, we've come to the end of this video. I'm really excited to see more on Classified France 44, as I've been wanting a XCOM style World War II turn-based game forever, and looks like we're finally going to get it. Make sure to let me know down in the comments what you think of the game based on this video, and hope to see you in the next one.